On this episode of the Turnbuckle, Cody Rhodes announces himself into the Royal Rumble. A bunch of legends have also announced themselves for the Raw 30th anniversary. And we get an update on R-Truth's injury. Folks, it's time to hit your favorite wrestling move to some wrestling news because it's time for the Turnbuckle. Cody Rhodes officially declared his entry into the upcoming 30-man Royal Rumble match on last night's Raw, making it clear that he's coming for the Tribal Chief's undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Rhodes made the announcement at the end of the third and final Road to Recovery video airing on this week's Red Brand show. Since I came back to WrestleMania last year, I have made it crystal clear what I want, Rhodes said in the video. At the Royal Rumble, I'm back. Earlier in the video, Rhodes seemingly confirmed Fightful Select's recent report that he returned to in-ring training in December, nearly 6 months after undergoing surgery to repair his torn pectoral tendon. Fightful's report also had noted that Rhodes handpicked WWE NXT superstars Joe Gacy and Carmelo Hayes as wrestlers helping him train for his in-ring return. Furthermore, the video once again included comments from Brandy Rhodes, who spoke glowingly about her husband's relentless work ethic and determination to return in the ring. After Rhodes underwent surgery on June 9th, WWE announced the second-generation wrestler would miss at least 9 months of action. As such, Rhodes is already ahead of schedule in his recovery process. Rhodes was written off WWE television after being ambushed by Seth Rollins on June 6th. However, Rhodes recently said a fourth match against Rollins was not on my radar and that he was solely focused on winning WWE's top titles. It's also worth noting that Rollins has turned babyface in recent weeks, which could prevent WWE creative from renewing the rivalry between the two veteran wrestlers. Rhodes, the current odds-on favorite to win the Men's Royal Rumble, could be on the verge of setting up a clash against Reigns at WrestleMania 39. However, the potential bout is still a ways away as Reigns defends his gold against Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. Also, WWE's teased The Rock's return for next week's Raw is XXX special episode where the Bloodline celebrates Reigns' historic title reign. The Rock vs. Reigns is the other rumored WrestleMania 39 main event. All right, whatever. Okay, listen. Okay, I feel like I should be a little bit more excited about this. I'm not. He didn't have to say that he was going into the Royal Rumble. That is my biggest argument about this. I don't care what I don't care, all right? I'm not listening, all right? I'm choosing to plug my ears. He could have just came in to the Royal Rumble and it would have made no difference. Rey Mysterio made more of an impactful announcement into the Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes was like, oh, by the way, my boob almost fell off. Also, I'm going to the Royal Rumble. That was literally it. Okay, you know what, man? You fought back from injury, and I really respect you. And you know what, man? You recovered a lot faster than a lot of people thought you were going to. And again, I commend you for that. But then you just offhanded, because lethargically, it was just, oh, Royal Rumble. By the way, me. Hi. Whatever, man. This could have been handled in such a different way, and I just wanted to talk about it because I hate when WWE does this. And if you told me that if you told me it was that schmuck's idea, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. So look, he's going to the Royal Rumble. Does that mean he's going to win? Probably not. I mean, listen, I don't want to sit here and say he's going to win, he's going to lose. I don't know. So look, at the end of the day, man, only time will tell, but that could have been handled so much differently. But look, that's just me, all right? That's just my opinion. Next, we're going to talk about The Undertaker, Bella Twins, and other legends that have been announced for Raw is XXX. A veritable smorgasbord of WWE legends have been announced to appear on next week's Raw is XXX. The 30th anniversary celebration of WWE's flagship show now includes appearances from the likes of The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Bella Twins, Road Dogg, X-Pac, Shawn Michaels, Teddy Long, Ron Simmons, Jerry Lawler, and Ric Flair. The laundry list of legends was announced to be appearing for the Raw's XXX show on the January 16th episode of Raw. For some on the list, like Kurt Angle, it's only been a little over a month since they last appeared on WWE programming, as the Olympic gold medalist featured on WWE SmackDown in December. For Ric Flair, it's been a wild year and a half away from the company. The Nature Boy left WWE in the midst of a dubious storyline with Lacey Evans, and since leaving, wrestled his last match ever for the third time. However, Ric Flair has since clarified that he would never retire. Flair recently stated that he would like to see Hulk Hogan and the recently unretired Vince McMahon at the event as well. More appearances for WWE legends on the anniversary show are possible, as another segment announced for the show is an acknowledgement ceremony for Roman Reigns. On the January 16th Raw, the Usos said that every generation of the Bloodline would be present to acknowledge Reigns. Whether that can mean an appearance from the Usos' father Rikishi, or an appearance from or allusion to Reigns' rumored WrestleMania opponent, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Johnson remains to be seen. One thing that I wanted to talk about was I feel like this isn't good. Okay, there's two things I wanted to talk about. First, I just want to get out of the way that I feel like this show is going to be a lot better than most Legends shows, where it's not just going to be a bunch of people just walking around doing their thing. Like Ron Simmons is going to be there, so you already know what's going to happen. You know, like I feel like it. But okay, with Triple H being in control, I feel like it's going to be a little bit better though. That's really one that I wanted to get that on the table first. Another thing I wanted to talk about was how Brian Alvarez was saying, "Oh, it's the countdown to Vince McMahon going into creative control," and he was saying how like pretty much everybody is assuming that at some point it's not so much like where and how and that sort of stuff. It's pretty much just a when at this point. So he's assuming that potentially soon down the line that Vince McMahon is going to start weaving his way into creative control. And he was mentioning how the 30th anniversary Raw was probably a good place to start, because he was saying, oh, there's going to be a lot of people there. A lot of people are going to be watching. There's going to be a lot of legends. So he was pretty much saying he wouldn't put it past Vince to eke his way back into creative control. He was also saying how he was getting like his team back, and he was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Why don't you need your team, to oversee the sale of the company and everything? So it's like, bruh, I want to keep talking about this because I don't want this to leave anybody's brains, okay? Listen, you don't even have to mark my words. You don't even have to mark anybody's words. Vince is coming back into creative. The hope is that it doesn't have any Vince McMahonisms all over it, okay? The hope is that, listen, if it has Triple H's all over it, I'm perfectly fine with that, all right? I don't want any Vince McMahonisms, I'm going to stop saying that word, anywhere near this, all right? So here's hoping that Vince does absolutely nothing, okay? Here's hoping that everything he reaches, they smack it, okay? That's all I'm wanting. Finally, we're going to be talking about WWE's R-Truth and how he gives an update on his quad surgery recovery. During a live stream on Sunday, R-Truth gave an update on his recovery from a torn quad. Truth underwent surgery after tearing his quad during a match against Grayson Waller on the November 1st, 2022 episode of NXT. Truth revealed on Sunday's live stream that he underwent a second surgery due to an infection, but he's healing up and will probably be back sooner than you think. Still healing up from my quad injuries, Truth said. I'm going back to WWE. I just got to heal up. I had to have 2 surgeries. A lot of people don't know that. I caught an infection, so I had to have another surgery. So that set me back. But y'all know me. I'm coming back probably sooner than y'all think. Truth said during the live stream that he started up physical therapy again last Monday. I'm feeling good, man, Truth said. I did my own PT today. I got PT again tomorrow. I just started back up physical therapy last Monday. I had to have 2 surgeries, so I was out for a while. It pushed everything back. Truth suffered the torn quad when going for a flip dive during his match against Waller. Truth didn't fully clear the top rope and landed badly on his left leg. Truth said on Sunday's live stream that he was enjoying being part of NXT and will be going back there. I just wanted to end it off on something happy. I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy because, bro, I love R-Truth, man, and I was so upset when he actually got injured, and now it sounds like he's doing fine. He's in physical therapy, so that's like, what, another, 5-6 weeks, and he's good to go. Everything's fine. So if he's not going to be back this month, he's probably going to be back somewhere in the middle of next month, maybe in the beginning of March, maybe, So I'm just really happy to hear about that. I'm glad to know that R-Truth is recovering well and everything. And you always want to hear that whenever somebody gets injured, you want to hear the report of hey, I wasn't doing all right, but I got the surgery. Everything's fine. It sucks that he got an infection. I'm sorry to hear about that, but you know what? He's back, and I'm really happy about that. And man, I can't wait to see him come back. And I'm glad that he's going to be back on NXT, because I feel like, I don't know, that just seems like a really good place for him. It's just a lot of personality there, and I feel like he's going to do a lot with a lot of the wrestlers and stuff. Here's hoping he comes back into the ring sometime at the beginning of next month or something. But if not, that's perfectly fine. I'm just happy to hear that he's doing well. What are we talking about? Cody Rhodes is coming into the Royal Rumble. He could have announced that. No, he couldn't have. He could have. It could have just happened. He didn't have to announce it, is what I'm trying to say. That didn't need to happen. Again, you could have just had him return. It would have made the same difference, but that's just me, man. All right, I don't want to talk about it anymore. A bunch of legends are going to show up at the Raw 30th anniversry. I don't really think, I want to talk about the fact that I really don't think that it's going to be as bad as the other ones. I think it's going to be actually very interesting. Again, like I said, I think that a lot of the legends are going to I feel like they're going to announce a bunch of different matches on the show and be like, yeah, I want to see you in this match and stuff like that, which is good. That's why I was saying I think it's gonna bleed into all the modern storylines and everything, and so I'm really excited. And also, The Rock, question mark? We don't actually know. We're gonna have to wait and see. And R-Truth is recovering well. I'm so happy about that. Every time I talk about it, I just get so happy, it just brings a smile on my face. So you know what, man? I'm just happy that he's recovering well, and I hope to see him back in the ring sooner rather than later. Folks, that's gonna do it for this episode. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful tonight and a wonderful tomorrow, and as always, big hugs. Big hugs all around.